This program is a presentation of UCTV for educational and non-commercial use only.
In this edition of UCLA Newsweek, 6,000-year-old winemaking equipment.
And then the juice was gradually flowing into a vat, which was also a large clay jar.
And uncovering presidential history.
But the 9 enslaved people were just a small fraction of all those he held, hundreds at Mount Vernon. They were unknown to history.
Also this week, a new 3D microscope, artery-clogging antioxidants, and stem cells yield another surprise. Gregory Aratian discusses his team's discovery of the oldest complete wine production facility ever found. The facility, which dates back to 4100 BC and predates the earliest comparable find by a millennium, offers the first complete picture of ancient winemaking.
We found the remains of grape seeds, remains of crushed grapes, desiccated vines. We also found the archaeological remains related to wine production, consisting of a wine pressing platform with elevated edges, some kind like of a shallow basin, and we found a clay vat inserted at the lowest edge of the platform. Besides that, the other part of evidence came from the studies done by biochemists who discovered the presence of malvidin in the residue of that wine found in the vat, and malvidin gives the red wine that color, the red color, that it's so difficult to remove if you spill red wine. In those days, 6,000 years ago, the part of that harvest of grapes was brought into the cave. Then it was dumped on the pressing platform, crushed manually or with bare feet, and the juice flew along the platform into the vat where it was naturally fermented.
After the recent opening of the President's House Memorial in Philadelphia, historian Gary Nash talks about his role in shaping the slave narrative at George Washington's presidential residence, a pursuit that began when that history-soaked ground was not officially acknowledged.
And that history-soaked ground happened to be the President's House of George Washington and John Adams, the first 2 presidents when Philadelphia was the nation's capital. And it was to that particular piece of land that Washington brought 9 slaves from Mount Vernon. But the 9 enslaved people were just a small fraction of all those he held, hundreds at Mount Vernon. They were unknown to history. One woman, Oney Judge, she was only a teenager, who served Martha Washington. She made her own Declaration of Independence. She took flight before she was going to be taken back to Mount Vernon at the end of the Washington presidency. And then the other who fled was the Washington's prized chef, Hercules. Here in the cradle of liberty, freedom and slavery were fighting it out right in the presidential household. So I was able to get media attention to this. The Park Service reluctantly agreed to change their plans. New exhibits were opened. My feeling is that a whole cloud of historical amnesia is being swept away. Not everyone is going to like it. There'll be too much of this, not enough of that. But I don't think anyone will go away uninterested in what they see there. And it is an American story.
And now, a look at more developments from UCLA. Scientists have developed a non-invasive high-speed microscope that can record the firing of individual neurons in the brain. By modifying 2-photon laser scanning microscopes, high-res 3D videos of neuronal circuit activity are generated. The breakthrough may aid in the study of disorders where there are no physical signs of brain abnormality. Researchers have found that a protein that plays an important role in some antioxidant therapies may not be as effective due to additional mechanisms that cause it to promote clogging in the arteries. The protein, known as NRF2, gives a potent boost to antioxidants. However, it also increased the development of atherosclerosis by raising plasma cholesterol levels and cholesterol content in the liver. Scientists at the Eli and Edith Broad Center of Regenerative Medicine and Stem Cell Research have shown for the first time that neural stem cells, the cells that give rise to neurons, maintain high levels of reactive oxygen species, or ROS, to help regulate normal self-renewal and differentiation in cells. For more on these and other stories, please visit newsroom.ucla.edu and follow us on Twitter at UCLA Broadcast.